It's the Then versus Now Challenge! 3!
Yes, yes, yes!
Welcome back, fans.
You're back, we're back, everybody's back for quarterfinal race 2 for Group 1 of the Then vs. Now Challenge 3. Let's get right into it and meet today's racers. Up first, we have a racer that's been with us since the very first qualifying race in this tournament. Representing Team Now, we have this beautiful 2020 LBWK 35 GT RR V2 driven by Tanner Zhang, who is back all the way from his hometown of Daozhou, China. And the Nissan Skylines never disappoint here at the Scrapyard. That's why we had them kick off this tournament all the way back in qualifying race 1. And Tanner did not disappoint and won that race, albeit from some heavy back and forth competition from Team Then driver Roberto Paul. But when they met again in race 2 of the tournament, Roberto Paul's hopes and dreams went tires up as Tanner Zhang delivered a decisive shutout victory. And also coming back for Team Now, it's the 2016 BMW M2, driven by another Tanner, Tanner Perry, from his hometown of Corpus Christi, Texas. And yet again, this is another how to win example by another Team Now member named Tanner on how to deliver a shutout victory, because he easily put away Maria Schultz in her extremely underpowered yet vintage BMW 2002.
And while not named Tanner like Mr. Perry, he is also from Texas and has also been with us since the qualifying rounds. Coming back for Team Then, it's Hayden Bradshaw from Grand Prairie, Texas in his 1985 Camaro IROC Z. And even though that race was fraught with issues when the guillotine gate kept malfunctioning, Hayden still delivered a definitive win. Then in race 6, even though Hayden had some combustion issues at the finish line, he was able to put away Team Now driver Harrison Duffy in his horsepower-heavy Camaro SS. And finally, we have the winner of our first ever 2-against-1 race. Back from Conway, Arkansas, in his grandpa's 1960 Chevrolet El Camino daily driver, it's Gary Campbell. And not only was he too able to deliver a how-to-win shutout performance, but along with his Team Then teammate Rolando Alvarez, they spontaneously created an all-new block that we dubbed the Club Sandwich.
And last but not least, we have an all-new clunker for round 2 of the quarterfinals. And if you remember from round 1, if the clunker passes you to the finish line, you lose 1 point for that heat.
Great. Now let's get up to that guillotine gate and get this race started. Here we are at the guillotine gate for Heat 1.
In lane 1, it's the horsepower monster Nissan Skyline. In lane 2, it's the Prince of Pony Cars, the IROC Z. Lane 3 is our clunker. Lane 4 is Tanner 2 in the M2. And lane 5 is the farm boy, Gary Campbell in the El Camino.
Good luck to all the racers. Now let's get to that countdown. 3, 2, 1, go!
Nice and clean.
Watch out!
The fire station is on fire!
BMW pulls over and is out!
Really, Barry?
Clunker's exploding!
More fire!
Tanner Zhang in reverse!
Explosions everywhere!
Tanner in a tailspin! But he's hard into the tires and across the line!
And thankfully, not on fire. I need to see that again in the replay, Barry. I know in the past, I've said they put the heat in this heat, but this one was on a whole other level. It looks like Tanner Zhang tried to block the clunker, but instead he sent it flying into the firehouse, knocking it over and causing it to explode.
That is definitely a first in Scrapyard history. It's such a sight that Tanner Perry pulls over in total disbelief. We might have to change his name to Pullover Perry.
Not funny. Barry.
Meanwhile, in Clunker Canyon, we could see both Tanner Zhang and the Clunker made it over the jump.
A big thumbs up to whoever is operating the controls of the Clunker.
Unfortunately, Hayden Bradshaw was having trouble with his control because he sends that IROC right into the Clunkers, sending a bunch of them over the side.
But here's something that probably happened way too fast for most fans to notice during the race. Remember during the intro when I said, and the Nissan Skylines never disappoint here at the Scrapyard? Well, look at this. While in reverse, Tanner Zhang pulls off a beautiful J-turn block, which literally sends the Clunker into the car carriers and ricocheting into the other Clunkers. That was amazing. And then, that J-turn morphed into an out-of-control 720-degree spin, but Tanner was able to straighten it out and cross the line while going backwards.
Well, the one place Mr. Zhang is not going backwards is on the scorecard, because as the only racer to cross the line, he's just taken an early lead with 5 big points.
Back at the Guillotine Gate for Heat 2.
All of Team Then is up front, with Hayden Bradshaw's IROC Z in the pole position, and his teammate, Gary Campbell, 1 lane to his right in the El Camino. In the back, we have the Clunker in its reset position of lane 3. Lane 4 is Zhang in the Skyline, and in lane 5, last but not least, in the M2, it's Pullover Perry.
I said, not funny, Barry.
3, 2, 1, go!
Clunker blocks!
Zhang in reverse!
Firehouse still on fire!
Perry pulls over again!
Cut it out!
No, he is out! It's a pull-up! IROC and Nissan's battling out!
But Tanner Blackman is across the line! Skylines, do it again! Boom! Let's see that in the replay! Skylines and Team Now are a perfect match, Barry. The Clunker was smart and tried to immediately take out Tanner Zhang's horsepower heavyweight. But that sent Tanner into the El Camino, causing Gary Campbell to go shiny side to the pavement.
And Mr. Zhang was able to shift in reverse and keep it on the road. Then in Carmine Corner, even though every single racer got sloppy, they somehow were able to make it through.
They probably couldn't believe that the firehouse was still on fire! Wait, why is the firehouse still on fire? The safety crew is literally right there! Bob, Wild Bob, can you hear me? You guys know that the firehouse is on fire, correct?
Of course we know that the firehouse is on fire. We're literally sitting right here. What do you think we are, as blind as my sweet old little Aunt Petunia?
Well then, why aren't you guys doing anything about it?
We don't needs to do nothing about it.
What? Why not? What are you talking about?
That there's a firehouse, son, and we's professionals.
Meaning?
Meaning we ain't no dummies. So everything we up and buy for the firehouse is fireproof. So everything inside will be right as rain once the fire done and burn itself out. And Mr. Crane's gonna be real happy because we didn't waste his money running up the water bill.
Moving on. As we've seen, most of the cars made it off the jump, but the M2 came down roof first and was out.
Thank you.
For what, Al?
Not calling him Pullover Perry.
I didn't have to, because you just did.
Hey! But in the wide shot, we could see that Hayden Bradshaw gets a little loose, and his partner Gary Campbell and the Clunker both try to block Tanner Zhang while on their roofs. But that Skyline GTR just has way too much horsepower to be stopped.
And in the boulevard, Bradshaw delivers a nice backwards block into Mr. Zhang, which sends him into the wall. But for the second time in this heat, Zhang expertly shifts it into reverse. And for the second time in this race, he crosses the line going backwards.
And the other thing he did for the second time is be the only one to cross the line and score those beautiful 5 big points.
Heat 3.
The only truck-like thing is in the pole position. In lane 2 is the other Tanner, who we're waiting for to cross the line and add some overall points to Team Now's scorecard. The Clunker has returned home to lane 3 like a loyal robot vacuum. Lane 4 is the only member of Team Then that comes so close to crossing the line. And in Lane 5 is Mr. Tanner, I already got this in the bag Zang.
Wow, that didn't sound biased at all, Al.
Thanks, Barry.
That was not a compliment.
3, 2, 1, go!
Tanner takes off.
Everyone is on their roof.
It's Calamity. Blocks.
Perry pushes through. Campbell loses the block. Perry all alone and across the line. Well, would you look at that?
Look at what?
I'll get to it. But first, well, would you look at this? Tanner Zhang seemed to have some trouble at the transition into the bottleneck, and he takes almost the complete length of the bottleneck in the air, landing hard on his roof at the very, very end.
But he wouldn't be alone, because going around Carmine Corner, it seems like everyone was on their roof.
They was being careful,
What do you mean, Wow Bob?
cause everyone knows that during the fire, you should stay as low as possible to avoid breathing in all that smoke.
Well, no one was being careful coming off the jump in Clunker Canyon, because they were all crashing into everything, and Hayden Bradshaw and Tanner Zhang and the Clunker all called it quits right there.
Well, someone who was not ready to quit was Tanner Perry, because even though Gary Campbell tried to give that El Camino everything it had and pull off an upside-down block, Tanner decided to trade in his pullover nickname and upgrade to Push Through Perry. And Push Through Perry did exactly that as he pushed the El Camino to the side and decided to do like his Tanner teammate and back up over the line. And with that win, if you're not on Team Now and you're not named Tanner, then don't even waste your time looking at the scorecard, because you don't have any points on it.
What about the fans? Shouldn't they look at the scorecard if they're not named Tanner?
What? Oh yeah, right. Of course the fans should look at the scorecard. And then, they should also look at this. That's right, it's another halftime show with the world's greatest stunt woman. Captain Tara Bell. And let's hope she does better than last time.
Let's absolutely not! Her crashes are the best!
There she is, in the guillotine gate, ready to go. Once she gets the turbines up to speed, she'll be ready to blast off.
It would be great if they blew up right now!
Barry, you're supposed to be a professional.
I can't help it, Al! Everyone loves to see it when stunts go bad.
What happened to good luck to all the racers?
And if she blows up, then the luck belongs to all of us watching.
Not this time, Barry. 0 explosions. I'm sure she could do it. Good luck, Captain Tara Bell.
3, 2, 1, go!
Zoom!
Take off! Yes! She made it through!
Boom! She exploded! She almost had me fooled there for a second, Al.
How so, Barry?
Well, for starters, she went down both Nevada and the bottleneck without incident. Even going around Carmine Corner and her approach up to the ramp seemed to be unglamorous. But then, off the jump, she crashes into the tunnel wall, causing one of her engines to explode. And proving just how great of a stuntwoman she is, she not only blows herself up, but she does it without causing any damage to our car carrier or the clunkers.
She was supposed to jump over it, not around it.
Tomatoes, tomatoes, Al. And then, to end it all, instead of slowing down, she actually speeds up into the barricades and blows herself up for a second time. Double prizes! And you can tell just how proud of herself she was with that victory yell at the end.
I don't think she was shouting for joy.
Well, I sure was. That was another amazing performance by the great Captain Tara Bell. Here we are at the guillotine gate for Heat 4, after another amazing performance by Captain Terabelle. Al, I wish we sold her performances on tape so I could watch them at home over and over.
On tape? What do you think this is, 1995?
Oh, how I wish, Al. Then Team Then would still be Team Now, and you'd still be at home crying in your diapers.
I think the only people who are going to be crying soon are your drivers from Team Then, because they only have 2 heats left and a whole lot of points to catch up on.
Good luck to all racers.
Oh sure, now you can say that.
3, 2, 1, go! Let's go!
Madness in the bottleneck! The fire is out! The clunker holds on!
Not really!
Perry pushes through again! Straight like an arrow!
Perry all alone and across the line!
Push through, Perry does it again!
Tanner Zhang appeared to be opening up an impressive lead coming down Nevada.
And coming into the bottleneck, both members of Team Then literally went end over end trying to take out the points leader.
Then in Carmine Corner, they changed strategies and blocked push-through Perry from going high on the outside of the turn.
And since they were both upside down coming into Clunker Canyon, Hayden Bradshaw and Gary Campbell tried their best to make a mess and keep the M2 at bay. And in the wide shot, it's the Clunker, the IROC, the El Camino, and even his own teammate in the Skyline that all unforgivably get pushed to the side by Push-Through Perry. And then Push-Through Perry comes down the boulevard like a wire-guided missile and crosses the line for the most decisive win so far in this race. And another place Push-Through Perry decided to be decisive on is on the scorecard, because he just guaranteed that both Tanners are moving on. It's the final heat. Team Now already has this one all wrapped up. This is pretty much a mercy run to see if Team Then can get at least 1 point on the scorecard. There's really no way they can embarrass themselves any further apart from a 1-2 win from Team Now and a double DNF by Team Then. But for whatever it's worth, good luck to Team Then.
3, 2, 1, go!
Last one.
Tanner flips!
IROC leads.
Push-Through Perry is out!
IROC on his roof. The clunker blocks and is across the line! I don't believe it! Man, that was amazing! I need to see that again, like right now! What a way to end this one, Barry! At the start, I said there was really no way for Team Then to embarrass themselves any further, but they just lost to a clunker!
Everyone lost to the clunker. Not even Push-Through Perry made it to the line.
Right, but he didn't need to win. Team Then did. And it really looked like Hayden Bradshaw was gonna roof slide his way across the line because he had so much momentum leaving Clunker Canyon. And yet, once he gets to the boulevard, boom! Out of the shadows comes the clunker and blocks his chances into oblivion. And then it pulls off a perfect J-turn and crosses the line for a first ever clunker win.
Since no one crossed the line, it's zeros all around for the final heat.
Hold on, Barry. We just made Scrapyard history. The clunker actually won a heat, and since Team Then is out, and it doesn't really matter in the overall standing, I'm giving that clunker 5 points.
Unfortunately, Team Then had a tough time in today's race, and we have to say goodbye to 2 great racers. One who has been with us since the qualifying rounds, and the other the first ever winner of our 2 against 1 race.
Unlike the 2 Tanners, who instead of saying goodbye, will be saying hello to the semifinals, because they are both moving on. And will ya look at that? 3 3 of the 4 racers in the Group 1 semifinals are from Team Now. What a great performance by Team Now!
I'll tell you who had the best performance of the day. Captain Tara Bell. Fans, I hope you enjoyed her stunt as much as I did. Again, leave us a comment if you want to see her marvel us again.
And be sure to like and share this video. Or even better, subscribe to our channel so you never miss a race. But in the meanwhile, be sure to check out our playlist to catch up on all our other tournaments and events. And if that's still not enough Scrapyard Diecast racing action for you, go check out our Shorts channel and subscribe.
It's the Then versus Now challenge. 3.